As far as the question is concerned, if you're asking, do strong women attract weak men? The only type of strong that, in my opinion, would attract a weak man is a woman who's masculine, right? And just or thinks that she's an alpha. Those are the type of women who would attract a weak man. If we say strong, like a person who is like your rock, right? Somebody who's like the strong things, the strong qualities we actually appreciate about women, then that is not so much going to attract a weak man. But a woman who is overly masculine is absolutely going to attract a weak man because he doesn't have to make a lot of the decisions. And we do understand that women will take advantage of a situation. I've seen it happen plenty of times. They want to be an authoritarian. They want to run a household, and they don't trust in a man enough for him to lead. And maybe it's extremely likely that she hasn't had any good examples of men to develop that trust, right? Absence of a father, and just has witnessed poor examples of men. And when you see that, then it's going to be difficult for you to actually trust men in the first place. So with her lack of trust, she's going to never be able to have faith in a man and say, look, all right, look, I need you to take care of this. It's not going to happen. She's going to want to just grab the bull by the horns and do everything. And that man who society describes as a beta is going to be happy with that because he actually gets to relinquish his responsibility. He doesn't want the pressure. There are some men who just ain't built like that and can't handle things, and they'll be quite satisfied with the woman running the show. And that's an absolute weakling. And that's what most of us should be encouraging men to never aspire to be. What you got, Vince? What you got, Vince?
Isn't that what we were talking about anyway with the video? We weren't talking about, like, my wife is a strong woman, but my wife ain't running around here trying to run the household. She's not trying to be the leader. That's what I'm talking about in reference to that first woman that we discussed in the video. And in that, you know what we're talking about when we're saying strong women. We need to throw some quotation marks up there or something.
I personally don't correlate a woman that wants to run the household as a strong woman. When I hear or think of strong woman, and maybe this has shifted because of what we see in the workforce and corporate and entrepreneurs, is that women that are able to handle and conduct business in a certain way, shape, and form and not fold under pressure, to me, that is a strong woman. Most weak men wouldn't even have the balls or audacity to even approach a strong woman. Most strong women wouldn't even fathom even having a conversation with a weak man. Now, there are some situations where, yes, there are women that take advantage of them. But I would argue that in most cases, those women aren't strong women. Those are weak women that's putting on a facade, and they want to appear to be masculine. So I agree with what y'all are saying, and maybe our perspectives are just different. But when I hear a strong woman, I'm thinking of a woman that can hold down the fort. She's in business. She can walk into a boardroom and she can blend in, if not stand out amongst other men, and she won't fold and fall back. A woman that's secure in what it is that she do, what she has in herself, in her future. That to me is a strong woman, not the toxic terms that you guys are mentioning. And which, again, I agree with.
That's what the video was, though, bro. That's what we were referring to.
Yeah, because if you try to, if you're using that context, I don't think there's any man in this panel who would disagree with you as far as that's concerned. But like Law was saying, the video kind of showed a different type of strong.
Well,
so
I would argue that I think even strong women are attracted to strong men. That's one of the first things that they say, is that they need a man that's going to alpha them. Whenever we hear these women talk, that's the first thing they say is, I need somebody that's going to outdo me in this particular field. So they normally are not attracted to weaker men. And then also, I don't think weak men are attracted to strong women. I just think that I think you have a bunch of people who see an opportunity to take advantage if they think they can, and they try it.
Sweeney, are there men who claim to be alpha or who are not high functioning?
Wait, what? You got to read.
I said, are there men who claim to be alpha who are not high functioning?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. So what is the point of that woman striving for a man who's alpha when he's not high functioning?
I didn't say that. I don't think a woman would go after a man that's claiming to be alpha, but he's not high function. I think she would want an alpha man. Whatever that in cases, how we described that on this panel, I think most of those women want that man. I don't think they want a man that's claiming to be alpha, but he's low function or he's not one. They typically would command or demand a man that is alpha. Not to say that they would get him. I'm not saying they'd get him, but that's what they want.
Yeah, but I feel like sometimes we're describing somebody who's more of a dictator and not really a leader. You know what I'm saying? Like when I say high functioning, I'm talking about someone who knows how to move in different areas and different spaces. Like earlier today, we've highlighted a bunch of things that make a man, not reliable, right? I've listed a ton of them. And so one of the things that I saw that is not high functioning. Like, can beat bitch all they want. Give me a second. Like, dudes can beat their chest all they want and make demands, but who's going to really follow that? A lot of women have their own opinions and a lot of their strong beliefs, but unfortunately, a lot of dudes don't lay out the brickwork for them to step on as well.
No, I agree. That's why I said I think that's what I'm not saying that these women would get that type of man. What I'm saying is that most of them would want the exact man that you're describing. If you ask any woman that's strong in whatever field she's in, if she's a alpha female, since we want to put quotations around it, none of them ever say, I want a weak or a beta male. They always say, I want somebody that's going to out alpha me.
No, I don't agree with that. Because first of all, most of these women don't like to compete. So now, if you're gonna get up with a man like what you just sit there and describe, they're gonna have to compete, and they don't like to compete. They hate competing. They feel like they should come in a room and you should kowtow to their needs, and that's what they want. So I do think these strong women are attracted to weak men because they can realize within the conversation, and they're gonna realize he may talk loud, like I said earlier, but he ain't saying nothing, and they can see right through the shit. Oh yeah, that's the one for me. I'm gonna be able to control him. I can move him like a chess piece all over the board and do what I want with him, and ain't shit he can do about it. Why? Because they pushing this shit now. House husband 2024. That's all they talking about now. Why you think they saying that shit? Because they okay with being weak men. They okay to submitting to a woman. They okay for the woman to be the provider. Because that's what they want. Women don't want to compete. When you got to compete, you want a strong man, you got to compete. And most of these women ain't getting these strong men like they think.
Well, no,
so I can't agree with that.
No, I agree that they're not getting them, but that's out of the situation that men don't tend to. A strong man won't tend to deal with that, so they don't normally work out. And even then, like the ones that I guarantee you, all these motherfuckers that scream a house husband online are all probably still single. Because most women ain't gonna sit here and deal with a mother that's on his ass in the crib and a woman's going to work. Most.
And I would say that they not strong women.
It's not true because they doing it now. Their baby daddy was like that. Their baby daddy was like that. While they at work, they borrow the car, driving around, playing PlayStation all goddamn day. Sitting in your barbershop talking shit, ain't got a goddamn job. You looking at him like, hey man,
most of them are all like
even the women are. Look, again, I'm gonna say it again, Sweeney. They don't want a man they can compete with. They not trying to compete with a man. Not like that. Why would they want to get a man who's just strong in? Now she has little to no say so because she know this man is going to dominate the whole relationship. And what's she going to be able to say to him? You can't hold money over his head. You can't hold sex over his head because guess what? With you, I'm a strong man. I'm gonna go out here and get another woman, and she could be feminine, relaxed, and broken wrists and all. He could do that because he's a strong man. So there's always going to be a demand for him.